Peace, everyone. So Jillian is off today. I am on. How y'all doing? What's up? It's a good time right now. Because there's a lot of work to do. We'll cut this right now. There's so many things to discuss right here. Well, first off, congratulations to me and Nadia, me and my partner. We moved. We in Sullivan County, New York. Um, it's time to get some real organizing happening right now. It's really time to get some organizing. Which I think about a Black VegFest in Hudson Valley, um, as big or bigger than Black VegFest in Brooklyn. And what about overnight? So many different ideas. We coming to a point where we really still strategizing, making it happen, right? And so pieces. But let's talk about folks' comfort. Let's talk about that. Because right now we sitting on some acres right now. Now I heard some folks were sitting on acres before and they was doing things, but I didn't hear from some folks who did this, right? And offer that to black folks who weren't. Let me tell you where I come from. Living in Brooklyn, I done been evicted so many times. I done been in so many rooms, and I understood what manhood was. Manhood to me ain't basically providing you, whether you are a woman or say I'm LGBTQIA plus, and making sure you got a comfortable place to live without you essentially, helping. It's teamwork. Me and my partner, I'm happy here. Teamwork. We had to bust out some stairs. She helped to make that happen, to build those stairs for the house. Equal partner. I never understood not having an equal partner. We could debate that all day. You gonna lose, but we can debate that. I'm okay with that. We can talk about that discussion. Because some dudes don't hold up to the end of their bargain. I'm with you on that. I'm 100% clear, on that. 100%. But let me get back to this. The point of a lot of folks who are black end up creating wealth for themselves and then they done with you. Now we didn't create any wealth, right? In terms of land, in terms of housing, we a little comfortable. We now a landlord, which was literally was going to evict. If we didn't have eviction protection in New York State, we would have been evicted. Last month, the month before that, we would have been evicted. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being transparent with you. If I would have came and told y'all that the black bourgeois don't do enough, you would have been like, brother, you just broke and you hating. Thank you. Folks would have just been like, oh, you just hating. I'm gonna say it again. Folks who want to do this, create this bourgeois life and disconnect. First off, that's not even our history. When we came here, we was always connected, trying to find out, hey, you need this, you need that. Now folks get there in a particular space, they don't share resources. I know some people don't want to hear that. Some people don't want to hear that. You get this information in real estate, and you know what you end up doing? You start charging folks for it, expensive prices. They start charging folks for this. We gonna get this shit fucking for free. If we really about the movement, I don't want to hear from fucking Killer Mike. I will have to, talk a little bit about my. He was like, don't say certain things. You know what I'm saying? And y'all remember when, and everybody was hooting and hollering like, yeah, you were on point, Killer Mike. Killer Mike, if you got these fucking resources, why you not sharing them? If you got housing, why you? Rick Ross had acres upon fucking acres and mad money. Now all of a sudden he got acres, and y'all wanna clap your hands like he could have been did that shit before buying a bunch of cars. Fuck a car. I'm mad. Hell yeah. I'm gonna talk on it. I got a 21-year-old fucking car, right? I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for it. I done had to just take it out the shop again, but I'm grateful for that. I'm aware where I am. When I see folks flossing and doing such and such, I'm like, okay, we're not coming to the people. All you got to do is get the information, and the little bit of information to help people get housing will transform your entire fucking being. I'm gonna get that shit to organizing. You understand? Do you know? Have you ever fucking slept on a floor? Have you ever slept on a floor in a room so your babies could sleep on a bed? Have you done that in a room, right? In New York City. Folks don't want to have that conversation. You have not seen that level of difficulty, but when you have that level of difficulty, it's hard to stop a motherfucker like that. It's hard. And they try to stop me from getting this fucking home. They try to stop my fam from getting this home. When I'm talking y'all about white supremacy, when you get a home, let's say we got somebody on here that's like, well, I got a home and I was able to close 2 months, 3 months. Me and you don't even talk the same. Me and you don't even have the same aspirations for fucking liberation. So of course they gonna give you a fucking home. Let me say that shit again. They gonna give you a home because they know where you begin and you end. And they okay with that. But with me, I bring a fucking whole load of motherfuckers with me. When we were doing Black VegFest, the city, New York City, right, supposed to be blue, they did not want that shit. They did not want Black VegFest in there, but I already had hooked up with a number of people, and it was hard to stop you when you're hooking up with elected officials because you know exactly how to organize yourself, how to get folks on your team, how to see face to face. And there be some white folks. There's a Marilyn Bucks. You don't know Marilyn Buck. I bet you know Karen Hart. Google Marilyn Buck. Don't tell me about the dude in Jeopardy. Tell me about the white woman Marilyn Buck. Go ahead and Google that. Google Marilyn, who Marilyn Buck is. Exactly. You're welcome. Okay? So when we talk about John Brown, we ain't even got to go that far to John Brown. You can talk about Marilyn Buck. When white folks put themselves in a position to actually become our accomplices and they get themselves in positions and actually change what it is, when men get in a position to assist LGBTQIA plus women, black women especially, then we can talk about how you actually doing some of that fucking work. But if you ain't talking about that work and you talking about coming from a place of prestige, you talking about resources, you talking about wealth and all this other things, but you're not actually sharing, I don't even want to hear what the fuck you got to say, bruh. Me and you ain't connecting and building. We not connecting and building. I'm the right one to tell you that. We won't connect. We will not fucking build. I'm about liberation. So I'm working with organizers. So if you want to talk about liberation for humans, non-human animals, we can do that. That's what we can talk about. That's how we can talk about liberation. That's what I'm on. If you want to talk about a Rolls Royce and so on and so forth, you can go ahead and do that. But you can do that with somebody else. I'm not gonna fuck with you. But when you hop on here or you hop on my space, in terms of Omawale, Day Wale, Um, then we could talk about liberation. But outside of liberation, like that's what I'm focused on. And you probably like, some folks are like, well, why we got to talk about liberation all the time? Now, I ain't say you got to talk about liberation all the time. I said that's what the fuck I do. And comfort too. I'm still going to fucking have some comfort. I understand. I've been that organized. I told you I had to sleep on the fucking floor and make sure I still made sure resources went to my children's moms. That's plural. Dudes be talking about shit being difficult and talking about they a man. You tell me you a man when you actually do some difficult shit, when you go through something. You hearing a woman, let me tell y'all why y'all have a problem with black women who are strong. While we have a problem with black women who are strong. So first off, it's easy to understand why black women have to be strong, right? I don't even want to fucking go into that shit. And why it's okay. I'm gonna tell you why shit's okay and why we may be weak. Because we can't handle that. Let me go ahead and go through some things. First off, you know what exercise is, right? You build up yourself. It's the same thing with ants. It's the same thing with bugs you never heard of. It's the same thing with fish swimming upstream. You get stronger whenever you face adversity. Whenever you face. Now, some folks ain't gonna want to hear that because they're like, damn, I don't want this shit to be difficult all the time. It ain't supposed to be difficult all the time. But there's some level of difficulty in everything. You know, every single woman has had a child understands that. Any person who's done hard labor understands that. Who have exercised, who've gone through something, difficulty. So you really have to understand, fellas, that we're supposed to have this level of difficulty. You're supposed to be able to take it. I ain't say take everything, but you're supposed to be able to take it. Like if she just said some shit to you and just snap, I mean, like, what the fuck are you doing then? Maybe you gotta probably look at yourself too. When we hear criticism, we run from it. I'm gonna say it at a time, and that's for everybody. That's for women too. Everybody. When folks hear criticism, they begin to get real funny and get weird. Everybody do it. But we're talking about men especially, and black men especially, because I know black men like the back of my motherfucking black hand. So I'm gonna talk that. I don't know women like that. I don't even know why dudes talk about women so fucking much. Why do you know so much about fucking women? Why do you know so much about women? Why do you critique so much about women? I just don't get it as a man. I know men because that's what you know what I mean? I see in the mirror all the time, right? So I'm going to work on those. Folks, fellas, just because you hear critique doesn't automatically mean that you need to actually fight it. You don't need to fight all criticism, right? When somebody came to me and said, I was vegetarian, right? And they came to me and they said to me, well, why are you not vegan? I didn't fight not one fucking bit. I didn't fight. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who just didn't fight. You were just open to the information. You open to why. There's not a logical reason why not to be vegan. I had no argument. I was already cutting down dairy, but I was having dairy in the products, right? But I was still consuming dairy. I was still consuming eggs, even if it's a little bit. So I listened to the information, gone through that process. Why not hear what black women are saying? And I'm not even saying that every single thing that's going to come out of black women's mouth is going to be correct. But if you ain't fucking listening and it's apparent often, then we're going to have problems all the time, community. We're going to constantly have issues until men basically take that particular, hear that criticism. It's the same thing we're talking about white supremacy and black liberation. White folks don't want to fucking hear it. We say you talking racist. You automatically go into like, how can I be racist? Because I ain't hurt nobody. I ain't say nothing wrong. You don't even know what the fuck you saying. You haven't even waited 2 seconds to hear. We talking about two white men, you know what I'm saying, going head to head, and one of them got one racist got 70 million fucking votes. And y'all wanna, yeah, we won. That's you pat yourself on the back. You know what I'm saying? Party how you want to, but do the work too. See, some of you like wanna be like, oh Mawala, you making it seem like we can't celebrate it. I don't know what you're talking about because I celebrate all the fucking time. I get celebration in there. It's not one or the other. It's never been one or the other. Are you familiar with Bunchy Carter? Who's familiar with Bunchy Carter? So Bunchy Carter was his brother in the 60s who was part of the Black Panther Party. And in the party, he got a name for being, was a strong leader, in LA. He was a strong leader in Oakland. Um, and he ended up getting killed. Before he got killed, he was known for bringing all types of party. The party of the Black Panther Party, that political fervor, but also he wanted to have fun too. He believed that he needed to have fun. Y'all will be some of the motherfuckers who will be in slavery having a good time, and motherfuckers was dancing inside of that slavery, right? You fucking know motherfuckers was dancing in there. We had to be dancing, and then we'd be like, somebody gonna come along and gonna be like, why the fuck are you dancing? Why you dancing when we trying to get free right now? We literally